Right, 16 July 2025. And today I'm so happy to be giving you the morning update. So this is the time when I give you all the trending news in Africa and in Zimbabwe. So let's get going. We've got a lot to cover and I'm just about to make my way out. So let's get started with, today we're going to start with South Africa. And that is because there is a big story taking place in South Africa today. And this is to do with the current protests that are ongoing in South Africa. So this story is in the Sowetan newspaper, and the minister in the presidency of South Africa has just issued an interesting interview today. So Minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, has revealed that the government is aware of a potential risk of a coup as sporadic protests in support of KZN Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, took place in some parts of the country. We've identified it a coup and we've put measures to mitigate against it. So that is why we say to South Africans, there's not been anyone attempting to do a coup in South Africa. Ntshavheni said, not that no people are planning, they are, but we continuously monitor them and make sure that we deal with it. She also questioned the motives behind political parties protesting in support of Mkhwanazi. So yesterday there was a massive number of protests across South Africa, and the minister in the presidency here is saying she has identified the risk of a coup in South Africa. Why are these people just coming out in such large numbers? And what are they protesting for? It is crazy. And I believe that maybe my definition of a coup is different from other people. A coup is when someone goes and they want to remove you from office and they come at you and remove you from office. And I don't think South Africa is possible to do a coup because of the way the country is structured. I don't think it's possible to do a coup. I think South Africa is one of the most difficult places where you can remove the government because one, is too big. Secondly, there are so many checks and balances. So I think the word coup are a bit too harsh for what is happening right now in South Africa. But that is what Khumbudzo Ntshavheni is saying. So that is minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, saying that there is a big risk of a coup in South Africa, which, as I said here, I do not think it's possible in South Africa to do a coup. But she says, and she probably knows more than me, she says they've identified that risk and they're dealing with it. Yesterday was another day. So many people on the street, especially in KZN, in support of the General Mkhwanazi. Okay, now let's go to Zimbabwe. And in Zimbabwe, we've got a massive story developing with Wicknell Chivayo. So Wicknell Chivayo is a Zimbabwean entrepreneur, and he is involved in many, many elections now. So everywhere where there's an election, you are now seeing Wicknell Chivayo appearing. So I've done a view of what and which countries Wicknell Chivayo has traveled to. And I've zoomed in on Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Malawi. And strange enough, every time there's an election in a country, just some days, some period before that election, Wicknell Chivayo is going to be in that country. As I've already shown you, Wicknell is involved in the Tanzania election. Now he's going to be involved in the Malawi elections. So yesterday, Wicknell visited the president of Malawi. That is Chakwera. So that's not Chakwera, that's Mutharika. So he visited Chakwera here. So this is crazy because Wicknell is always going to these countries just before the election. So you saw the one in Tanzania. So in this particular case, Wicknell is visiting Malawi only about 53 days before the elections. So that is 63 days before the elections. And the actual campaign started in Malawi on the 14th. So that's 2 days ago. And if you look at who is printing the ballot papers for the Malawi elections, you understand. So the same company that is printing the ballot papers for Malawi is also involved in other elections in Zimbabwe. So, sorry, in Africa, not Zimbabwe. So this company that is doing these elections is a UAE company, Al Ghurair printing plant or printing company, which is a company from the UAE. And it has previously been involved in other elections. So the involvement of Wicknell in elections like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and now Malawi is concerning because, as you know, there were massive problems in the elections that were held in Zimbabwe, where Wicknell was involved with the reform, and also similar issues in Mozambique. So Wicknell is not only becoming a local problem, but is becoming an international problem in Africa. So almost every election that is being held has got Wicknell in it. And I believe that is an agent for some of these companies like Al Ghurair. So he'll be bidding on one side and also bidding on the other side. So I believe that this is what has happened here. Al Ghurair was a bidder together or against Renform. So Renform lost the bid. But you're going to see that Wicknell was probably on both the Renform side and the Al Ghurair side. And also take note that Al Ghurair also has other contracts in Southern Africa for upcoming elections. So that is crazy. And I don't want to spend too much time on it. We're going to be observing what happens in Malawi. So Malawi elections are coming very, very soon. And that is on the 16th of September. We're going to have the elections of Malawi. I'm going to be over there. And then we're going to have the Kenya elections next year on August 11, and Tanzania elections on 28 October. So in these next 2-3 months, we've got two big elections. That is Tanzania and Malawi. And already we've got issues because Wicknell is involved in both of these elections in both of these countries. Okay, now let's quickly run through some newspapers. I want to go to an interesting newspaper. That is H Metro newspaper. So I'll be quick today because I need to run. So Habhana Lounge, according to H Metro newspaper, Habhana Lounge, Habhana Lounge is shut down. So these are the kind of ladies you see when you go to Habhana Lounge. And they have closed for renovations because business is very slow. I don't know why business would be slow. During winter, I thought business was going to be fast. But Habhana Lounge has closed for renovations until further notice. And you can go check it out in the H Metro newspaper. The owner of Habhana Lounge is Boss Archie. So that is Boss Archie over there. And those are the ladies from Habhana Lounge. So look forward to it opening. A lounge is normally very busy at night. But these are not, these ladies don't work at night. They work during the day. So go check it out in H Metro newspaper. Very interesting. I've never been into a lounge in Zimbabwe. I'll probably try to do it next time I'm going over there. So we hope that the lounge will be open. Then let me go to Japan. So Mnangagwa is going to be hosting the Zimbabwe National Day in Osaka, Japan. I don't know if I'll be able to get this a feed for what is happening over there. So we'll check it out. Mnangagwa is over there, and tourism is doing quite well in terms of the people coming from Japan. So I was watching yesterday, and I saw that a lot of tourists are interested in Zimbabwe. So Sekuru Masuka is over there, as well as Arunzanuyu the lady from tourism, they're over there. So let me see who is over there. We've got Sekuru Masuka, and we've got Mnangagwa. We've got Barbara. Who else do we have? I don't know. Lots of people are over here. We've got Josephine. I think Josephine is like the presidential. Is she like the presidential reporter now? Every time Mnangagwa wants to announce something, she goes to this lady. He goes to this lady here. And let's see who else is there. It's very interesting to see when Mnangagwa is traveling. He seems to be traveling with a smaller and smaller entourage. So I don't understand what's going on. But I saw Mnangagwa traveling through India. So let's see if Mnangagwa traveled through India. So let me check out some pictures here. I want to show you Mnangagwa traveling to Japan. So that is Stella Nkomo there. Let me show you Stella Nkomo with Mnangagwa. Okay, so he seems to be traveling with a small group of people. And what is happening with you, Mnangagwa? Why are you traveling with a small group of people? So check out, let me show you the pictures. Right, so there is the picture of Mnangagwa on his way to Japan. That is Stella Nkomo there, and she is the ambassador to almost most of these countries. So Mnangagwa is over here. I don't know who this lady is with the hair. And I don't know whose briefcase is that there. It's probably Do you see the briefcase over here? And then after only a few days, the journalist Ato Trukira, together with our Minister of Tourism. So doing very well. Zimbabwe is one of the best countries for tourism. The problem is the roads. You can't go anywhere, and the flights are terrible. So you can only fly to one or two places. That is Harare and Victoria Falls. The rest of the places, the tickets are crazy. So you can't do what you do in South Africa, where you can fly to Cape Town, fly to Durban, and so on. The connecting flights in Zimbabwe are crazy. It's like when I'm traveling to Zambia, it costs me more sometimes to fly to Zambia than when I'm traveling to America. Can you believe it? So the flight to America will cost me a return $16,800. And the return flight to Zambia will cost me sometimes 13 grand. It has happened to me in the past. So that is crazy. Then let's quickly go through other stories. And I want to look here at, so let's see what else I have here. Very quickly, because I need to run. Okay, so in South Africa, again, we've got a big story where the ambassador or the special envoy that has been appointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa has not been granted a visa. So they've not granted him a visa. So he's failing to travel to the USA. And so that brings to an end whatever the envoy was trying to do. Zambia and Malawi were conducting cross-border patrols, and TikTok has removed 3.6 million Nigerian videos for violating guidelines. So all those Nigerian videos that you watch normally have been removed, especially the crazy ones. And then let's quickly go through the newspapers. I want to start with the business newspaper. So that is the Business Day. Business Day of South Africa. That is a massive newspaper. Anything to do with business, you go check it out there. Guys, this coup thing is a mess. It's serious. The coup in South Africa is a real thing. So let's go and check out what this newspaper is saying about the coup. And here it is, once again, a coup in South Africa. So the presidency has, for the first time, publicly flagged the risk of a coup in a startling admission made by a minister in the presidency, Nchaveni. Comments were made during a media briefing on Tuesday on the redacted version of the SA National Strategy for 2024 to 2028, adopted by the Cabinet in March 2024. They mark a historic shift in intelligence transparency in the country, where talk of a military overthrow was once unthinkable. One of the risks is the risk of a coup d'etat. There's a potential risk of a coup d'etat. We have identified it and put measures in place to mitigate it. So I don't know if the military is the one that can do a coup in South Africa. As I said, I don't think the military in South Africa can do a coup. Other threats facing the country in the 2024-2028 security outlook are social instability, mainly due to unemployment, poverty, inequality, poor service delivery, a shrinking black middle class, poor governance, crime, the trust deficits between the government and the public, and lawlessness. I think they're missing corruption. South Africa is very corrupt. That is the worst thing here that is missing on this list. Corruption can bring this country down. So one of the domestic priorities outlined in the strategy is to decontaminate the criminal justice system of criminality, allegations about which were publicized recently by General Mkwanazi. So you can see that this coup thing is real. The South African government already has it in their strategy. So in their strategy, they are seeing, security strategy, they're seeing a coup as a big threat or a risk in South Africa. Crazy stuff, I can't believe it, but that is what is here. And this is in 2 national newspapers. I've shown you the Sowetan, and now I've shown you the Business Day. So how big is this story of a coup inside of South Africa? And it was said by the minister in the president's, Kumbuzo Njaveni herself. Let's see if the other newspaper has it. So the Star, what is the Star saying? So it's not only in Zimbabwe where there's a coup, Mnangagwa. Don't chase people and say, why did you say there is a coup? That is crazy. And then let's look at this. South Africa's police trust hits rock bottom. Yes, obviously, if you're a corrupt cop, no one is going to trust you, and you demand bribes. And then what else? Lieutenant General Sibia placed on leave amid damning allegations. Court orders Meta to shut down child what. They don't like it. Don't do it. And then airports breaches prompt AXA to suspend security chief. So let me show you here. The Airports Company of South Africa is temporarily suspended its group for enterprise security compliance, Uzwandile Petros, amid growing concerns over potential misconduct linked to a 1.1 billion for smart security screening equipment. So that is a tender. And obviously, tenders in South Africa are riddled with corruption. South Africa is the most corrupt country on this earth, on top of the crime. And then Hilda Magaya and Lebohang Melepe lead Manyana players in celebration after their 4-0 victory over Mali. So you can see Vasikana Soccer, they are amazing. If you don't know what they do, Wakapusa. Wakapusa. Then what else do I want to look at? Let me go to Zambia. I know most of you guys want to know, but I will never tell you. Kana usinga zivi. I will zivi. Let's go to Zambia. So in Zambia, we've got a new version of the newspapers. So that is the Daily Mail. That's the newspaper I read almost on a daily basis. So let's look at Faith Musonda. Right, Faith Musonda is the side chick of the late Edgar Lungu. So she was a newsreader formerly and was arrested after she tried to breach the residence of President Hakainde Hichilema. So let's quickly get a picture on it for my friends in Zambia so that I can share with them very easily. Zambia is strange because someone can spend the whole day without seeing the newspaper. Do you know that some people in Zambia don't see the newspaper for a long, long time? Like I'll be sitting here and someone calls me and say, Gambakwe, what's happening with what? And that is a Zambian story. They want to know what's happening in Zambia. And I say, but you're in Zambia, how come you don't know? So there are some areas of Zambia where they only rely on online. So they rely online for everything. So let me show you what has happened to Faith Musonda. So let's go firstly on Facebook. So I'm going to present my Facebook. So I must stop this one first. And then let's show you what has happened to Faith in real life. So here is Faith Musonda. She's looking amazing in white. Who is white? So look at it. Right, she's walking. You see what she's wearing? Right, there she is arriving at court. And this is quite a nice court, though. I like it. So what has happened? So what has happened is that journalist Faith Musonda has pleaded not guilty to idling and misconducting herself at Community House, and was yesterday released from detention after being granted 100,000 bail pending a trial. On July 2 this year, police arrested the 41-year-old communications expert on allegations that she stopped Community House, which is President Hakainde Hichilema's private residence. She's alleged to have driven to the new Kasama residence with a Toyota Fortuner, and she was nabbed by police. Yesterday, clad in white, with a black top, was brought to the Osaka Magistrates Court by investigators. And then covering her face with a mask, you saw that. And the charges have been downgraded from what I said was espionage. So the lawyers are Charles Changano and Maluza Chongola, and that is why they applied for bail. So that is amazing. Faith Musonda has been released. Then now let me show you a more interesting thing that is happening in Zambia here. So let's look at this Zambia Development Agency. So the Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, is going to be presenting what is called driving generational transformative investments through joint ventures and partnerships from the 16th to the 18th at Mulungushi International Conference Center. And who are the speakers? We've got a lot of speakers here. Let's see if there's anyone from Zimbabwe speaking here. Guys, this is amazing. The Zambian guys are all out, and they're going to be speaking with gratitude to our sponsors. And these are all the sponsors over here. What an amazing list of sponsors. So I'll tell you more about this sometime. That is this whole function that is taking place in Zambia here. It's amazing. Okay, I think we've covered that. Let's go to our people. Our people on Facebook. We're going to start, obviously, with Minnie. Minnie has posted. Let's see what Minnie has posted. She's amazing. She's probably one of the most active people on Facebook. So let's see what Minnie has posted today. There she is. And she says, about last Saturday, we attended ordination of 6 priests and officially opened Gweru Diocese Pastoral Center. As usual, we got the first blessings. So that is the time when she was getting the blessings. And then, obviously, this was the workout. Let me see what happened here. I want to make sure there's no music. Okay, there is the picture. She's getting a blessing from the priest. Okay, there's music. I don't like music. Let's go to other people. Let's go to Madam Boss. Madam Boss is always busy. Let's see what she's saying. Oh my God, Madam Boss, I hate this picture. Don't do this old lady, please. I like this one. This is amazing. What is she doing? She says, you're beautiful inside and out. Ichi chanyanyo tonora sei chando. Chamaka pekera snow hat. She's good. Anyway, this is the Marimu visa card. So she's probably sponsoring or doing some work for Omari. I don't know anything about Omari. I'll find out sometime. And then she's got so many people that she's advertising for. Go check out. But I hate this old lady. I don't know why she likes it. I don't like it. Let's go to President Duma Boko. President Duma Boko, Lesotho King Lesi III has hosted a state banquet in honor of President Duma Boko, who arrived in Lesotho this morning. So President Duma Boko is in Lesotho, and then President Hakainde Hichilema is going to be speaking this morning at Mulungushi International Conference Center. So you can hear him here.
We're delighted to invite you all to the inaugural Invest Zambia International Conference, taking place in Lusaka from July 16th to the 18th this year, 2025. This landmark event will serve as a key platform for forging strategic partnerships, driving trade and investment, and unlocking new economic opportunities for Zambia and our global partners. Zambia is on a journey of transformation, with all indicators moving in a positive trajectory. We have anchored our economic growth drive on the following principles: policy reforms aimed at making our country the most attractive investment destination on our continent, Africa; the economic diversification, debt restructuring, private sector-led growth. Indeed, at this conference, we will showcase the numerous investment opportunities across key sectors of our economy. Zambia is truly and indeed open for business, and we look forward.
Okay, that is President Hakainde Hichilema. Thank you for the invite. So you are invited, all of you, to go and see President Hakainde Hichilema. So Zambia is amazing. It's probably one of the best countries, especially in Lusaka. And there's a lot of other opportunities outside of Lusaka. So let's see what's happening over there. I'll update you guys on it later today. So I think we've covered everything. What else haven't I covered? The comments. Let's look at the comments. Let's start with, we need another Tata Mkwanazi in Zimbabwe. Why Vice President is not from Matabeleland? You're still talking about M31 positions. Guys, people love positions. Like yesterday when I posted positions, everyone was looking at it. We are going to do very well. What a lost opportunity over the past 5 years. That opposition had no structure. So 700 positions unfilled. That is just in the party. Imagine in parliament, in Senate, inside of councils. If you have a structure and you win more, you're going to rule the country. But without a structure, you won't win. However, what we're doing is got nothing to do with the tribe. So we're not ZANU. ZANU is about tribe. What we do is about what we call ability. So are you capable? So I don't believe in dividing people to say, we must have a Matabeleland person here, we must have a Mashonaland person here. But if you look at the list that we proposed yesterday, Matabeleland South, Matabeleland North, Bulawayo is all guys from Matabeleland. Look at Chief Ndiweni. Look at Dubeko. Look at guys like Ostalos. These are guys who do very well. They don't need to talk about their tribe or anything. They know what they're doing. And then, which one is a small platform? One with 80 to 100,000 subscribers over 3 years, or one that is 100,000 formed over 50 years ago. A big platform is one that talks in national things. So let me tell you what Gambakwe is about. Gambakwe is about national things. So we talk big things. We create platforms. We set up political parties. Your party, platform chako, cha kule ni Mnangagwa. Cha kule ni Mnangagwa. Chinotaura, cha Gambakwe. Chotaura, when he's shooting, takes a beer and he drinks, and then he peps. And then anotengwa nezano. You get paid to talk garbage. As a young person, resist ZANU PF, which have brought us where we are over this long period. My channels have been closed by ZANU. 3 channels. There are people right now who were working with ZANU and closed our channels. Do you understand what I'm talking about? As a young person, you can't be accepting what we have right now. It's terrible. So when I see these young guys working with ZANU, I get totally disgusted. No same Esco. And then Michael is saying it's a mess coup, not easy. Yes, you can't do a coup in South Africa. Guys, South Africa is big. If you want to do a coup in South Africa, you have to deal with the Navy, you have to deal with the Air Force, you have to deal with the military, you have to deal with the police, you have to deal with task forces. There's no way you can do a coup in this country. South Africa is just too big. If you do a coup, you're one hell of a capable guy, because you cannot get everyone to agree with what you want to do. The places where you do a coup is like Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is tiny, and the military is controlled centrally. And you see, that's why it's easy to do a coup in Zimbabwe and not inside of South Africa. South Africa is solid, and it's got balance, checks and balances. It's not possible to do a coup in this place. It's difficult. M31 party structures, Gambakwe, Vanogaya Mari, YouTube views, nothing more than that. Guys, if we don't get this right, if we don't get a party going, you can forget about our country reviving. Don't do this thing of wanting to have structureless things. That's garbage. I don't trust it. I don't like it. I don't like to lose such an opportunity as we have now. 2025 to 2028 is enough time for us to succeed. If you don't like the structures that Gambakwe have done, go and form yours and present it. It's also we're going to have an office, we're going to have structures, we're going to have bank accounts, we're going to have people contesting, and eventually we'll make it. Look at how long President Hakainde Hichilema took to become a president. It will happen. Okay, thank you very much, Herbert. And who else? Ramaphosa has appointed a commission of inquiry, which will take a year to bring results. No, 3 months and 6 months. Is Apostle Chiwenga in the M31 structure? No. We don't have Apostle Chiwenga. Apostle Chiwenga is doing very well where he is right now. We can't have everyone in the structures. And you see, guys like me are outside the country. So a guy like me cannot be in a political party in Zimbabwe because I'm not in Zimbabwe. So I can help you to organize. I can help you to set up your things. But I can't be the one in the political party. So there are people who want to be everywhere, in everything. Don't be that guy. Don't be in everything because you're not there. Before you go, Gambakwe, I'm following up on a free sample from there to wow. Yes, come and get your free sample. If I promise you a free sample, what's up here? And get your free sample of Mve. Right, Mve is amazing. That's our sponsor. Please buy your packet in Harare. You can pick up Blawa, you can pick up Kariba, you can pick up all over Zimbabwe by courier. You can get a delivery. Johannesburg by Uber. You can also pick up, and Cape Town can pick up courier, and also all around South Africa you can get Mve by Postnet or PEP. And then UK 3 days to deliver. United States, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, all the countries around the world. There's no country will not deliver Mve. That is amazing. Usatongwe, Nema Salad, Atidi, Tucha, Neka Yaris, Famba, Famba ne, Fort Ranger, Yako. All right. I think we've covered it. I'm really enjoying myself, guys. We're doing very, very well. Young people, take this country and make it a success. So take this country and make it a success. Muno poronga na Sarwaka wako. Yes, Sarwaka is going to be our security guy. So you saw that Sarwaka is not in the structures. Sarwaka is going to be in charge of all our security. I like Sarwaka very much. He's amazing. Don't listen to garbage about Sarwaka. He's okay. I talked to Nyoka myself. And what I want to do right now, I don't want to lose focus. So there are certain things I know, and I won't reveal them now. I will leave it because I don't want to talk small things right now. Someone said I must read their comment. I'm looking for that comment. What is that comment, Mukoma? Write it again because I can't see. There's so many comments here. Tafa Tawonga. What's your comment? I'm not seeing it. I'm looking for it there. I'm getting comments from 3 platforms here right now. So that is YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So I don't know which comment you have put out here. Okay, I've read your comment on free sample from there. You can get it. If I promised you, Gambakwe looking like Jim coming that tracksuit. Did he leave it for you? No. Maybe you can leave me my guru. Ndogara Naka. Varukupi, my guru. Looking good. In blue. Imagine that. Jani akabata. Jani akabata. Pagaipa. Okay. Guys, I think I've covered it. I have done it. And we've done it. So let's look at a message that I just received. Tinashe Musasa, Faculty of Sciences, is missing at the University of Zimbabwe. So I'm going to ask the guys to read this news. But there's a guy who's missing at the University of Zimbabwe. He's called Tinashe Musasa. So you can check it out. Straight as for a number. Straight as for a number. It's Uimboana. He's missing. So I'm going to ask the news readers to put this on Gambakwe. So a missing guy from the University of Zimbabwe. Tinashe Musasa, if you're watching here, make sure that you go home. That is last seen on the 10th of July 2025 at Mount Pleasant. Very sad, guys, when this happens. Okay, so let's quickly do some positions and some party talk. I'll come back in the evening to talk about it. I have put names on a proposed list. It's not my job to appoint those people. So the president of the party, if she accepts, that would be Fadzai, right? I don't want her to go and look through everyone who has ever been in the CC and MDC and whatnot. So we've made the job easy by putting everyone in the position where we think they are suitable. However, the only appointment that will be made will be of the president. So she'll be appointed through a formal process. Because obviously we don't want her to be put in place and then she does all the work. And then when the election comes, you just put someone else as the candidate. So she needs a formal contract to say, as M31, as all the people, we've got all these signatures, people want you to be the presidential candidate. Then if she accepts it formally, then she will become the candidate, presidential candidate for the opposition. We make sure that everyone follows behind it. There's no multiple candidates. And then she can appoint her people. Either she uses that list or not, but all that is going to happen between now and end of August. So there'll be a formal process to approach her, and then she obviously has to say what her conditions are. There are many people on that list, like Anna Jealous Mawarire, Anam, Rumbi, and Censored. All these guys will put there. Not everyone is going to accept to work in that structure. But what I'm saying is we can't have no political party that contests election. And you can't form that party on the eve of the elections. So that process is going to be ongoing. There's a roadmap. But we need to create platforms for communication. So those platforms need to be created. And we need to become strong, a strong party like the DA. Do you know how strong the DA is? It's like a government. The DA is very strong. It's like a company. You can't beat those guys. Right now, what you have in Zimbabwe is a ragtag group of people, individuals who don't want that. We want a political party And when they write history, I want them to look back and say, the young people of 2025 created one of the most strongest political parties that will last for 100 years. So it can't be a party about Gambakwe, or about Mahere, or about Chamisa, or about Biti, or about Scala. We need to create a structure, a solid structure that will last and outlive all of us. So let's work together. Everyone on that list, don't just look at the list and say, I need the director of what, the secretary of what. Those days are over. Everyone on that list is going to become a millionaire. Manzwa guys, no wachaita mari vanhu ivavo, for a beginning. But we need to make money for more people. Being in politics is an opportunity, and it's also an opportunity to serve. So don't forget, it's not just an opportunity for you to be successful, but an opportunity to serve. Being given an opportunity to serve the country is very important. So we don't want people, Vaneta Sana Mnangagwa, Mnangagwa aka broker, Auxilia aka broker, Kuda aka broker, Sean aka broker, aka kekurora vakadzi vanhu varambwa, Collins kaka broker, Pasinago Chigananda. Right, I think we've covered it. You heard what Nyoka said yesterday. Don't just call people Chigananda. Musadaro. Guys, Nyoka, the most powerful communicator of our time. If Nyoka starts talking, everyone is gonna keep quiet. Aka Penga Muchinda Uyo. I like him. I like Nyoka Mabunu. Let's support the brother. He's been arrested by Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is scared of the voice of Nyoka Mabunu. Nyoka Mabunu is in the hands of Zigananda right now as we speak. Zigananda have taken charge of Nyoka Mabunu's case. Tichakupai proof. Angati kudi Nyoka iye ari mujere. Angati kudi. What can he say? He's been placed in the hands of Zigananda. Ndokwanisa kubudisira something because this. Uyu Chamisa uyu akabatwa nevanhu vakabata nyoka futi. Munoziva munhu akaita kuti nyoka abude, Chamisa abude mupati, ndo futi vanhu vari kuita kuti nyoka vakabata nyoka, Zigananda. But the good thing is that we got it. We are going to reveal everything very, very soon. I told you kuti mubate nyoka, you must first of all bata me. Repost your M31 structures. Please go to gambakwe.com. You'll find it there. And also join the group. So we've got a group or a channel, M31 Political Party. Guys, I know people love power. What I saw yesterday, it's amazing. People love power. Chamisa wakavarira vanhu ma positions vanoda power. People want to be in office. Musanyeberwa kuti kwanzi, we're not going to be that power. Someone will say, Fadzai, she won't want to be the presidential candidate. As soon as Fadzai says no, you jump in. But we're not going to do it. Now we're going to keep it the way it is right now. She is probably the best candidate right now because we need the film of what? We need someone who is able to communicate. We need someone who can talk to the international community. Look at Hopo. If we look at Hopo, you're looking at someone who is solid, someone with massive support. Guys, don't be lied to. One person is not stronger than a group. A group is stronger than one person. But a movement has its place in our country. However, a movement is not a structure for taking power. You can't take power with the movement. It's not possible because a company is different from a market. So a market is like a movement. A party is like a company. So they achieve different things. A market, each one takes the money at the end of the day and goes home. A company, you do financial statements, follow rules, and you do well. So that's the difference. Let's do well. Let's do very, very well. Someone wants me to send the link for the group. Guys, I don't even know how to do this. Let's see. Go in here. So I'm going to give you this thing. I don't know if this works. Just go to the roadmap here. Right? So look at this roadmap. That's the channel, M31 political party. And try to go in there. I don't know if this works. We are going to have the platforms. We're going to have regalia. We're going to have everything. And remember, just take a moment to think. Give yourself time to think. Let's not rush. We've done a lot in the past 3 days. Now it's time to slow down a little bit. Everyone relax until the end of August when the president is available. Then the president will come and say, this is my day and this is what we're going to do, so that we don't start setting up things without the actual president being available. So the president will take charge of everything. Then we'll move forward. And as I said, there is a big place for Chamisa and the movement that is forming. But if a movement is not a structure for elections, you can't do elections with the movement. So we need a structure to contest and beat ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF can be beaten. Do you think anyone will vote for Mnangagwa? A normal person, do you think they can vote for Matuke? Is it possible for someone to vote for Matuke or Mchangwa? Who's going to vote for this guy? You can see clearly that no one can vote for him. Or for someone voting for Nick Mangwan. Do you think someone will vote for such a person? Guys, those guys, waka broker, waka dzakwa. Young people, you are going to make it, but be organized. The problem is just not Mnangagwa. It's also us. We're also part of the problem. Let's fix our country and let's make it work. Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. I'll give you an update within the next 2 or 3 hours. I'll let you guys know what will be happening. Thank you very much, and a good day to you all.